straight into Royal Rumble. Not as Jack has named it in the
TLC
spreadsheet.
apparently.
TLC.
It's named golf now, so that's really confused me.
That wasn't me.
They know what I'm like. They know that I read anything. It's like the
now we've
teleprompter.
got the
I am
pay-per-view.
literally wrong Burgundy. I read what's in the spreadsheet.
Oh, so you done it on purpose?
I didn't do it on purpose. I just copy and paste it all the time, and I just forgot to change it. Obviously.
So this is where Ben and Wolfie can get their predictions in. So we have picked out of the matches on the card, the US Championship match between Rusev and Shinsuke, the SmackDown Tag Team Championship between The Bar, Miz and Shane, the Raw Women's Championship, Ronda and Sasha, the SmackDown Women's Championship, Asuka and Becky Lynch, and then finally the Universal Championship, Brock Lesnar versus Finn Balor. At the moment in the guest league, Wolfie's already made an appearance. He didn't make an appearance on the podcast, but he did send us his predictions. He is currently bottom of the guest league, so I'm sure he wants to make sure that this time he's not at the bottom. Also, we're trying to get Kev off the top, because if he stays at the top, I might lose the will to live, because that man just loves to rub anything in that he's winning at.
Yeah.
So we'll go through the predicted card. I think is it confirmed yet, Jack?
No, I just do it in like top title at the bottom, mid card title at the top.
So we will hopefully
pre-show at the top.
We will hopefully have this in order. If there are any others, we'll add to the spreadsheet and put them out on Twitter at BadBucketsWP if you don't see it. So I'll do it in some sort of order. So Cruiserweight Championship pre-show started here. Murphy versus Kalisto versus Tozawa versus Itami. I don't watch 205 Live, so this is going to be really a stab in the dark.
Welcome to my fucking world.
Does
does
anybody have a four-headed coin?
Four-headed wouldn't be much use to you, would it? Because it'd be heads.
Funny.
Oh my god, Matt, that's fucking poor. Even for you, that's terrible.
Fine then. Has anyone got a dice?
That's 6 sides. You need 4. 4-sided dice.
Shoot your face. So I'm just going to go with Buddy Murphy because I like Buddy Murphy.
Because you need some titles to change hands. I've gone with Itami based on the fact that he has less letters in his name than either Kalisto or Tozawa, and he doesn't have the title at the moment.
Once again, cutting edge predictions here from the Bad Boy.
I've gone Buddy Murphy to retain. In my notes, I said that Tozawa and Kalisto aren't. With Lucha House Party being on Raw as well, there's no point having them having the title, and I don't think Tozawa's really that man to carry a division, and there's no point putting it on another heel in Itami, and plus he won the triple threat on Tuesday now, so Murphy to retain it and then have a face actually beat him 1-on-1, whether that's Cedric or someone else. But for me at the moment, Buddy Murphy is retaining.
Okay, Buddy Murphy for me on the basis that Kalisto can't draw for shit. Tozawa is not. I mean, basically like what Jack said, he's not got that sort of it factor that you need, and Itami's a liability for injuries. So Murphy, honestly, and that's not shitting on Itami. Itami's fantastic in the ring when he's wrestling, but he gets injured all the fucking time.
The other thing I would say is if any of those 4 walked past me in the street, I wouldn't notice him.
You probably know Buddy Murphy.
You probably know Kalisto.
Bright ginger
wearing a
locks.
mask.
Well, no, he wouldn't have his mask on if he was just walking down the street, would he?
He might do. You know what Kalisto's like.
Well, I'd probably call him Ray.
Yeah, gotta keep kayfabe real, man.
Yeah, exactly. Probably botch a promo to you.
Brilliant.
Right.
US Championship on the pre-show, Rusev versus Shinsuke Nakamura. We'll start this time with our guests. So we'll start with Wolfie. Any ideas?
I am going with Shinsuke Nakamura on the base that like I said, my prediction is that Rey Mysterio is going to carry it into WrestleMania. So and obviously they wouldn't have a face versus a face. It needs to be a heel versus a face, and they don't do the rematch thing anymore. supposedly. So, yeah,
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. When it falls into their favour, innit?
when it falls into their favor, and I don't think Rusev's in
This is a
their favor.
rematch.
Yeah, I don't think Rusev's in their favor. So, yeah, Shinsuke.
Ben?
Rusev for me. Everyone loves Rusev, so to me it's an easy decision. The kids love him.
It is
the
on
adults love him.
Rusev Day, to be fair.
Exactly.
So Rusev for Rusev Day retention for me.
Fucking hell, Jack. You said that so deadpan as well. It was so perfect.
Thing is, I'm sure in the predictions episode guide he's called it Royal Rusev Day as well. So
Damn straight.
yeah, I'm gonna go with Rusev as well. I love Rusev. You can't give him the title and then take it off him straight away. I'm sorry.
You can.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
They
you can.
do,
You
right?
100% can.
It's Rusev. You can't.
Remember, last year at WrestleMania, Rusev took the pin to Jinder Mahal. Remember that. He took the pin. Took the pin.
Don't remind
Okay.
me.
So I on the basis that Nakamura's contract runs out 4 days after the Royal Rumble, I'm going with Rusev.
All right,
No,
no.
Has he not signed an extension?
Nope.
Not that we know of.
He's off to AEW.
No, we,
Really?
Is everybody who's now got a contract up just going to be linked with AEW? By the way,
I
He's like,
totally
yeah, that's
invented
working out
that,
bad.
by the way.
That's where
I've
Ronda
totally
Rousey's
invented it.
going.
I've not heard anything. But what I'm saying is he hasn't
Who
got
else
a
has got a
contract, and he might as well go to fucking AEW because they might actually book him.
Nah, it
Who
all
else
starts.
has
Ronda
got, who else has
Rousey's
got a
got
contract
AEW.
coming up?
He's going to do
Ronda
CM
Rousey's
Punk.
got
AJ Styles.
AJ Styles is going to AEW. Everybody.
Vince McMahon's going to AEW.
Please.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't think
Oh, the
Shane's got a
wrestler.
contract.
What is Lince Meek Mahan doing in the
Oh
Impact
my
Zone?
god. That was bad.
I know. I couldn't get my words out. Damn. Didn't really work.
Is it my turn? I've gone
Yeah.
for Rusev. It's the pre-show.
It's on the pre-show. It's Rusev Day.
Too simple.
Done.
Pre-show, really. Fair enough.
Cool. SmackDown Tag Team Championship: The Bar versus Miz and Shane. Wolfie.
I actually need my notes this time. Actually, yeah, I
You
did
made
write
notes
notes.
on this.
Yes, I came prepared.
He's prepared. He's more prepared than the host. What is this?
I went
Bar.
with the Bar, simply because there needs to be some form of controversy for The Miz and Shane McMahon. I mean, Ben, you're right, yeah.
He's showing us his notes. And he's got like 12 pages of notes.
Oh no, yeah. So yeah, it will be. It'll go to the Bar, and I just think that's going to be the start of The Miz and Shane's early decline.
Ben.
I've gone for Miz and Shane O'Mac. I love them both, so I'd like them both to win it.
And
I hate the Bar,
Yeah.
Is that because they're Irish? One of them's Irish.
pretty much.
because of this best in the world nonsense that happened at Name Redacted and all of that, I actually kind of agree that I think The Miz and Shane are going to win the tag titles. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's the worst thing in the world. But the last time I went with what I wanted, I lost my prediction, so I'm going with what WWE will probably do, which is give Miz and Shane the tag titles.
They're going to drag this bromance out for as long as they can.
They are, and I don't want to see it.
So, on the basis that Shane McMahon wants a match at Mania and he doesn't want to throw himself off a high thing to make Daddy watch him, I think he wants to carry a title into Mania to make Daddy watch him. So, I
Pay
think
attention to me.
Miz and Shane O'Mac are going to take the titles. They're then going to wrestle. They're not going to wrestle on any SmackDowns. They're just going to wrestle at Elimination Chamber and Fastlane, and they're going to have dodgy finishes in both of them. They're then going to lose the belts at Mania, and then that's when they fall apart.
I think
This
I
is
just
going to be
threw
a
up
Hell
in
in a
my
Cell
mouth.
match.
Oh.
I think you very well be right there.
Yeah.
I've gone for Shane and Miz because it's going to happen, and I want to kill myself. Chris,
I've gone with the best tag team in the world because they're
So you're
basically
going with the Bar, right?
Shane and
the bar lost
Shane.
to a kid, man.
Shane and Miz because God, it's a potato man. I love that. Shane and Liz,
yeah.
because they're basically gonna they're gonna go in deep with this on with no lube. It's not we're not gonna enjoy it.
They're gonna
But it's
proper
gonna
ram it
happen.
down. We're gonna be there, like, please don't do it, and they're like, fucking have it now.
That's basically what's happening.
Then doing Shane noises while we take Oh my god.
And they're gonna have a Hell in a Cell match at some point, and then Shane's gonna be. He's gonna have a bro kick off the top of the cell through into
Can't be
oblivion.
arsed.
I don't care.
Can't be arsed.
Should we move on? Raw Women's Tag. No, it's
Where
not.
are the Usos?
Not yet. Raw Women's
Could do with Mandy Rose,
Championship. Yeah. Raw Women's Championship. Ronda Rousey versus Sasha Banks. I can't even speak. Sasha Banks, Wolfie, go.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, just checking. I have gone with Sasha Banks, and I've gone with Sasha Banks because, well, I wanted to win it, but I feel like Charlotte and Becky, or one of the two, are going to get involved somehow and disrupt the match. So
That's juicy.
Ben?
You're aiming for the bottom of the table again.
nah,
I love Sasha Banks, but to me, it's just a Ronda Rousey retain. I'd love to see Sasha win it, but I just don't think it's going to happen personally. I think that with Ronda, you know, she's big in the media. Everyone knows her for MMA stuff, and it makes sense for her to be the face of women's wrestling right now. It's good for business, as I say.
Yeah. I'm also going to go with Ronda. I think if you're going to get, there's rumors going around that the women are going to be the first main event of WrestleMania this year. The only way that legitimately you could do that and get the draw that you need for a Mania, you're going to have Ronda. And I also think that this in some ways, I don't know, going to impact with the Becky stuff, but I don't know how yet. I haven't thought about it. We'll see.
I'm going with a Ronda retains on the basis that we know that Daniel Cormier is fighting Brock Lesnar at some point. Cormier said he's not fighting past 40, which is between now and Mania. So Lesnar will go and fight. He'll keep the Universal title, but he'll go and fight Cormier. And there's a chance that he's going to get injured. So you need somebody who's a draw with the title. And Ronda Rousey is the biggest draw in the company.
You really confused me then, because I thought you were talking
I
something
thought
completely
you were
wrong.
That
That
was a left at the traffic lights there, man.
It's like, what?
Fucking hell, that was some Enid Blyton shit, man.
Confirm. Daniel Cormier is coming into WWE and could come in Raw Women's Champion.
205 champion.
it's like he saw the destination ahead. He's like, "No, I'm going to go left here." Actually, I'm gonna
I
make
can
it.
just see there's like a note board. There's no board up, and you've got Daniel Cormier and Ronda Rousey going. But what does it mean?
It's a match that I want to see. I've gone down the same route as Wolfie here, but
Oh,
I've gone for Ronda Rousey to retain via disqualification. So Becky, Charlotte, one of the four women's going to get involved, but get caught out, which ultimately leads to Ronda Rousey picking up the win via disqualification.
When you say Becky or Charlotte or one of the four horsewomen, you mean Bailey's getting involved?
Maybe. She is Sasha's best mate, and that could lead to tensions then that
The lesbians.
Bailey's cost Sasha the title at that point. Could actually get a feud out of it
and outruns Daniel Cormier.
with his money in the bank. I want to cash this in.
To be fair, I love Cormier. He's awesome. Right, I've gone for Ronda to retain. It ties in to me that obviously the rumor going around that she's going after 35 WrestleMania 35, or I think that's this year's one, isn't it? Going this year. If there's going to be a main event, if Ronda's going to be main eventing, then you need her as the champion because she's the draw, and the whole idea is the passing of the torch over to Becky or to Charlotte or whoever. So to me, Ronda being a champion until Mania makes sense. And that's what to show Sasha. Sasha's work in the last couple of weeks has been fantastic, especially on the mic. She's really, really trying to sell this and making it look like she could legitimately win it. And they've been booking it quite well in that aspect as well. So, yeah, but Ronda's going to win.
The only reason why I put Sasha to win quickly is because I think Ronda's going to win the Elimination Chamber. Have that under her CP. if you
I
will.
guess.
Dude, SmackDown Women's Championship, Asuka versus Becky Lynch. Wolfie?
Again, I think I'm going the complete opposite. I'm going with Asuka to win. And I feel like depending on the match order, again, I've based this a lot around just of what happened at the end of the last time. Becky and Ronda and Asuka and whatever were all on the same show. I've kind of gone based off that. So depending on the match order, I do think Asuka's going to win due to interference or some sort of messed up finish. But then I think Becky is going into the Royal Rumble.
Ben?
Short and sweet. Becky to win. There you go.
I hadn't really thought about this one. And then before Wolf even started speaking, I was thinking, it's not going to be Becky. And I'm kind of giving away my later prediction. But I think depending if this is on early in the night and depending on the positioning of the Royal Rumble matches, this could potentially have repercussions later on. So I'm going to go with Asuka.
Right. I'm going with some absolutely ridiculous booking here.
Well, we are the bad bookers.
I mean, Cormier has
Cormier to come out and win it.
already started that off.
Basically,
Don't worry.
Conor McGregor
He makes an
takes
appearance later on, but we'll leave that for later on.
basically, AJ Styles is fighting Daniel Bryan, and then all that. Then Daniel Cormier is covering it,
But
and then Yokozuna's going
Becky
to
Lynch-
reincarnate and jump in.
Becky Lynch is winning this match, but that's not the last time we see her on the card.
Yeah.
She's coming out of this as champion, but I'll explain why my ridiculous booking later on.
Oh, I think I know what you're going to do. I think I know what you're doing.
I've got a theory as well.
We've got
We'll
theories.
get to
We've got
I've got
theories.
I've gone
Drop by. Done
for
that for a while.
Asuka to win. Win
alone.
clean over Becky Lynch as well. I've gone.
I'm not alone this time. I've actually got support.
I'll get
There's
on
at
to
least
it
three of us, huh?
later on.
Right, I've got Becky to win the match. Becky to win the match. Becky, yeah, Golden Virginia's going to win the match. Becky's going to win the match via DQ on the back, so Asuka retains the title. I think Ronda's going to come down and unleash fury on Becky, on someone in a way that basically means that Becky wins the fucking match. The end.
The thing is, I low-key don't even think it's going to be Ronda. I think it's going to be Charlotte.
Maybe. Maybe, but I don't see Asuka having the title clean off this.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be interferences in one of the matches, not both of them.
Isn't it
and
great?
I think that
Sorry.
it's rather. I think
Cormier is a theory.
Ronda's already done it. Daniel Cormier is going to come down and rip the shreds out. I think because Ronda's already done it, I think they're going to try and get retaliation for that. Hence,
Cormier versus Rousey at Mania.
Because Rousey owes Becky. If in what we're going by so far, you had Becky did put Rousey in the disarmer. Becky fucked her up afterwards. Rousey didn't get that much offense on Becky at all after that. So then Ronda now owes Becky and all
Ronda
the basic.
cost her the title, man. At TLC.
Yeah.
She pushed her off a ladder.
Yeah, she pushed her off a ladder.
So
yeah.
Becky or Charlotte are going to retaliate this time.
You have to put Charlotte in here somewhere because it's Charlotte.
Becky or Charlotte are going to interfere in the other match, is what I think. I don't
Charlotte
think
fucking
both of them.
reigns.
So on the side of my prediction is Charlotte to win the Royal Rumble and then have a WrestleMania of Charlotte versus Becky versus Ronda as a main event at Mania. That's my outside prediction.
But where do you get Becky versus where does Becky
Sort of
enter
like
the
a-
Rumble?
Elimination
like a
chamber.
champion versus Royal Rumble winner sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? That's my prediction.
It's a variation on what I've got, but
We've got unification. What situation going on?
I don't think there'll be unification. There won't be unification.
I'll explain after I explain who's winning the female women's Royal Rumble.
Excellent. So we move on to the next one, WWE Championship. So Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles. I am going to go with Daniel Bryan. He is very good with the title as a heel at the moment. I think it would be a massive shame, and WWE would be very stupid to take it off him.
I mean, as much as I'm not a fan of this Daniel Bryan character, you can't give it back to AJ Styles, so Daniel Bryan has to win.
I couldn't care who won this match, to be honest, as long as it's as good as the TLC match. But I've gone for Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan for me. It seems stupid to have him lose the title so quickly, and he's producing nuclear heat as well with his Eco Warrior system, with his Eco Warrior gimmick. Really enjoying it. I don't want him to lose it anytime soon. So yeah, Daniel Bryan for me. But he is though.
He wouldn't fly between venues. He can bugger off.
I don't know if I meant to, but I'm just going to say a quick prediction. I think it's going to go to Bryan because of the fact that Styles hasn't re-signed yet. So
I thought we had.
No.
Not announced yet.
He's AEW.
Go to AEW, mate. Go to AEW.
To be honest, I think I saw a tweet. I know this sounds really out there, but I saw a tweet the other day which showed
AJ's penis.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It wasn't an AEW related thing. It was a New Japan related thing, and it was Tama Tonga was in a shop looking at Mattel figures, and he said Bullet Club OG's done good, and I think
But AJ's not an OG.
But you know what I mean, like old Bullet Club. He like picked
He's
up
not old Bullet Club, really.
He's not. Finn is.
Shut your face! No one.
Just
I can't.
Captain Brown, mate. Stop Captain Brown.
There was a video tweet from Tamatonga, and I can't remember if it was AJ Styles' figure or Finn Balor's, but he took it off the shelf and threw it into his basket
Probably
while he was in
Finn's.
the shop. I can't remember which one it was.
You should have just said you saw Daniel Cormier win Money in the Bank.
To be honest,
Daniel Cormier is a Bullet Club OG.
Wait, we move on to the next one.
Universal title match.
Have you ever seen him and Finn Balor in the same room? I don't think I have. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Just saying.
Universal Championship match: Brock Lesnar versus Finn Balor. Wolfie, you could start.
I'm going with Finn Balor. I've gone with fantasy booking here, so this one is a fantasy win. Quickly, I just think that the club are going to get involved somehow. I want it to happen.
Oh, Nelly.
Good swerve. Good swerve. Ben?
I'm going to go for Finn Balor as well. I think the way Vince was putting him down and saying you're not good enough and all this sort of stuff, it just to me it seems pretty obvious that, or to me it does anyway, that Finn's going to take the title. But again, I don't think it's going to be a simple 1, 2, 3. I think I don't know if there'll be a Bullet Club intervention, but there'll be something.
Cormier's getting involved.
Cash in, there's money in the bank.
This could be fair.
make
That could actually
this
happen
is
because isn't he
finally
like a
make
proper
sense.
wrestling mark?
Yeah, something causes Finn to win the title. That's my prediction.
Interesting. If you'd have asked me this, if I'd have had to do my predictions last Monday, I'd have picked Brock.
Oh, you're doing it as well, are you?
No, I haven't. I haven't made a decision yet. Because
You're predicting now.
Can we make a decision? I need to go soon.
I know. So if you'd have asked me last week, I'd have said Brock.
Okay.
After watching the last couple of weeks and seeing how Finn is being pushed into this, I am going to overcome everything. Brock Lesnar, blah 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 blah. He was going against Braun and looking like he could hold his own a little bit. I then thought about Finn. I then thought it's WWE. I thought it was WWE. Brock's not going to lose. That's stupid. But I still haven't decided. So I am going to just pick one randomly. by doing eeny, miny, meeny, miny, mo. So the rest of you can finish, and by the time you've finished, I'll have picked one.
No, because that means you can listen to all of our fantasy booking.
I'm
and it
not.
makes
No, I'm
logical
not listening
sense.
to. I'm not listening to you guys. I am literally
How do we
picking
finish
eeny, miny,
then?
mo.
How do we finish if you're listening?
Fine then. Eeny,
Fine, you can
meeny,
listen.
miny, mo.
Catch
Go
on
on,
what?
yeah.
Be careful what you say.
I'm not going to say anymore.
Go on,
Jeremy
then.
Clarkson got in
Just
trouble
tell
for that before.
Picked it. Picked Balor.
Which one have you? Finn Balor. You've gone for Finn Balor, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. On the basis that after Lesnar and Cormier fight each other in the UFC, we're getting a rematch at WrestleMania between Lesnar and Cormier in a wrestling match instead. Lesnar has to retain the title.
You have
Wow.
no.
What the fuck?
You actually
is
make
mad.
some sense
No,
as
that
well.
doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
It does make sense.
No, it
Right.
doesn't make sense.
Before you go any further,
Cormier's
Floyd
gonna-
Mayweather.
Yeah,
Think
but
of people like
Cormier and
Floyd
Lesnar
Mayweather.
legit hate each other. That's the thing. There's no way they're going to be pals and have a nice friendly wrestling match in WrestleMania.
Have you ever seen Brock Lesnar have a friendly wrestling match?
Could have split his head open with an elbow.
Right, moving on from that bold prediction.
Why?
I've gone for Finn Balor because it's all relying on Demon Finn, in my opinion. If it's normal Finn, I can't see him winning it. If it's Demon Finn, 100%. But we won't know until that point. But also, it does involve Daniel Cormier, but not in what Matt's. Like Matt said earlier, they're going to have a match for the heavyweight title in the UFC. Daniel Cormier retires at 40. That he's been saying his birthday's in March, so before Mania. I don't think there's any way possible that you can have the Universal belt on the UFC, but the UFC belts at WrestleMania. There's no way that would happen. Absolutely no way.
Why not? It's absolute money for both companies.
Trust
would
me,
be.
UFC
Is it though, really?
fans would destroy it.
UFC fans would lose their shit.
They would
To be
destroy
fair,
lose their
to be fair, the
mind.
new UFC belts wouldn't look amiss on a WWE.
It doesn't look
Nice.
like it looks like a universal title.
So
But MMA fans look at wrestling as, oh, just go away. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's why.
I can kind of see the Universal belt going over, but there's a bit of me like no way. There's no way that Lesnar can go retain the title here, go to the UFC, get the belts potentially off Cormier, and then wrestle at WrestleMania with both belts. I cannot see that happening
Brock's going
whatsoever.
to want to have 2-3 months off to train anyway.
Exactly.
Why I
So
think- Which is why I think he's going to lose. I think he's going to
What do
lose.
you mean
He'll
he's
go
going to
off
have
and
two?
train.
He has 2 or 3 months off every fucking 2 or 3 months. He doesn't need to not have the belt.
Touche. But you know what I mean? I think he's going to take time off to train, per se. Hence, he'll lose the belt, then come back for Mania, and then maybe reclaim it. Then who knows? I don't know. Or
So yeah, I've gone for Finn Balor, hopefully Demon Finn. But
Don't forget that Cormier's retiring at 40 so that he can come across and wrestle in the WWE.
See,
yeah, but that still doesn't mean that the belts are coming over. No way. No.
see, to me, I'm genuinely surprised that you've all gone Finn. Because I always thought that
Mine
I
was
was
a
going
guess,
against.
Remember, right, Chris, I'm going to stop you. If you put Demon Finn and it's not Demon Finn, you're not getting the. Finn Balor covers all bases. Demon Finn means Demon Finn's winning.
Finn. Right, I've got Finn. So then I've gone Finn, which can either be Finn Balor or Finn from.
Finn Balor's old
Finley.
previous.
From-
Finley has got
Finley.
Finley.
Right.
Finn from Adventure Time. I mean, it could be Finn is very like very-
what happens if all of a sudden he changes his name the day before Royal Rumble?
Oh my God, it's Prince Devitt.
Oh my God, Virgo! No. In all seriousness, I'm genuinely surprised that a lot of you went Finn. I've said for weeks that I think it's gonna be Finn Balor as Demon Finn on the basis that Lesnar and this UFC stuff, it's not gonna work merged together. It just isn't. I'm sorry. Whether what Matt's saying, and I can respect his opinion on that, but to me, it's just not gonna.
Are you
fucking
mad,
work.
man?
It's fucking nuts. But to me, Finn wins. Lesnar fucks off and goes and does the UFC stuff because obviously Lesnar got the title back on the basis that Roman Reigns' leukemia nastiness, from what I gather, they brought Lesnar back for a couple of months just to try and steady the ship for a little while because, as I said earlier on, whether people admit it or not, Lesnar's a draw, or one of the closest to a draw that you've got of the company. So give it to Finn, who they've been given a monster push over the last few weeks. you've got some amazing matches you could have with Finn as champion. And I think it will be Demon Finn that comes out and wins the title. It'll be a shock. You'll just see the lights go out and you'll see that the smoke. It's going to be
That would
fucking
amazing.
awesome.
That would be amazing if Demon Finn
Yes,
won.
and I think it will be Demon
I
Finn.
also wouldn't mind if it is normal Finn. I wouldn't mind the Bullet Club. What Wolfie said.
Exactly, yeah.
He's Demon Finn's undefeated, isn't it?
No,
He's not lost.
Lost
No,
to
he
Samoa
lost.
He had
Yeah.
lost.
He lost
I
to
thought he
Samoa Joe.
was. He lost to Samoa Joe in
in a
NXT.
cage match.
But
yeah,
I mean,
he
I'm not
did.
being funny, but you and I both know that NXT records don't mean shit, right, Asuka?
Yeah.
Right,
She
can
had
we
like
get
a
the Rumbles
3-1.
done? Because I really do need to
Yeah,
go soon.
yes. Women's Royal Rumble. I have kind of given this one away. I kind of think that because the way that it's going to be booked in the night, I think the women's SmackDown title is going to be a bit earlier. The women's Royal Rumble is going to be after it. I think that Becky Lynch is not obviously going to be in the Rumble, but she's going to attack Carmella and take Carmella's 30 spot and then win the Royal Rumble.
Out of anger.
going-
Out
so
of
I'm
anger
going-
at the situation.
So I'm going with Becky Lynch.
If you think my booking of Daniel Cormier versus Lesnar at me,
Oh, God.
Oh my god.
Is it long?
No.
Is it long?
no.
It flies a Landra
I can't
Blaze.
wait. I can't wait. I really can't wait for Dana Brooke versus Ronda. Go on, Matt. How's Dana Brooke winning the Rumble?
So Becky Lynch has just won the SmackDown Women's title.
Yep.
Probably 2 matches. I think there's probably maybe a 2-match break.
Yep.
Then
Daniel
number
Cormier.
one for the Rumble.
Daniel Cormier, Matt.
Number 1 for the Rumble. Becky Lynch's music hits. Everyone's like, "What the fuck's going on here?" And Becky comes out with the SmackDown Women's title dragging on the floor. She drags that SmackDown Women's title into the ring, takes the microphone off the announcer, and says, "I'm done with it. I've won this. I've beaten everybody on SmackDown. I'm done with this now." Throws it out to the
Daniel
timekeepers
Cormier.
area.
Oh,
Throws it to the timekeepers area, and she then does the Stone Cold spot of throwing everybody who comes in early out, sits on the turnbuckle and waits for the next count, and she wins the Rumble, and that's how we get Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch at Mania.
I would fucking love
would
that.
really bury Asuka, but I kind of like it.
That would be fucking incredible.
And the first woman
Whammon.
to win it. Whammon. First woman to win it from number 1 as well.
Yeah,
There's only been
I
2 of
mean,
them.
it's not hard. There's only the second
and
one.
I'm not my prediction. Sorry, my prediction is only Becky Lynch. It's not Becky Lynch from the 1 spot. It's just Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
I've also gone for Becky Lynch. We're gonna get a real Daniel Bryan situation on our hands if she's not in the Rumble. It's gonna be Bautista all over again. It's going to be horrible. Becky Lynch deserves it for one, I reckon, because of how well she's played this off, and it's the only logical way, unless they do something at Elimination Chamber. It's the only logical way I can see it with going to face Ronda at Mania as well.
Yeah, I've gone for Becky as well. But obviously, can you imagine if she isn't in the Rumble? Poor Carmella. Because she's going to come out at number 30 and she's going to get the Rey Mysterio / Batista treatment.
I think if she comes out,
She
she'll come
could
down.
get the Roman treatment from the
yeah.
year after he
think-
was 30.
I think if she comes out, if Becky Lynch comes out, I'd rather see her come out at like number 8, like a really big surprise, like, oh fuck, she's here.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, not like at number 28 or 29, just
Yeah.
just as a random early-ish appearance.
And it would be like,
fuck, all right, let's go.
Rather than if it was number 30 come out, it's like, right, if Becky Lynch doesn't come in here, I'm chucking a chair at Daniel Cormier's head.
She's got to fight with
I've got a double finish. I've got Charlotte and Becky finishing.
Oh, what, like a
at the same
Batista Cena finish?
time. Well, I got it down as like a 1994.
Is Vince going to blow both his quads as well?
No, it's Stephanie this time.
Bret Hart.
That would be weird. That would be mad.
Yeah,
if they can pull it off, I'd quite like to see that.
Yeah.
Obviously it's quite hard
So
to do.
then that way it kind of just makes an easier journey for them to both face Ronda Rousey at Mania. But that's what I've got done.
Like I said earlier, I've gone for a Flair win and then for a Ronda, Becky, and Flair WrestleMania.
Interesting. Men's Royal Rumble. Men's
This
Royal
one's
Rumble.
difficult.
This is hard to call.
I have not a single clue who I'm going
Right.
to pick.
Well, why don't we come
I
back to you then?
literally, I am tempted.
No, because
I am tempted to just pick Baron Corbin and be done with it.
all
But
right,
I
he's
know
got Baron
he's-
Corbin.
We heard it.
But no,
first.
I haven't. No. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go with Sting instead. No, I'm not. I'm thinking in the way of Rollins. I'm thinking in the way of potentially Ambrose.
Ambrose.
I don't know. Don't put Sting in there.
Ambrose.
I don't know why. I just think Ambrose maybe. But I'm not going to go with any of those. I think I'm just.
Apollo Crews. Damn. Daniel Cormier.
Conor McGregor.
I really don't know. You've thrown me a lot. I just don't
Drew,
know.
were you going to say Drew?
Yeah, I will now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kind of forgot he was in the match.
Right. If you'd have asked me before Saturday when John Cena got injured again,
It's
I'd
a
have said
work.
John
He's going to
Cena.
be in it. It's 100% a work.
You think?
You put a tenner on Cena. If you don't pick Cena, I'm going to be mad.
you know what? Actually, I've looked at that footage from when he injured himself when Finn Balor did whatever he did, and all that happens is he jumps up and down, and then he decides that he's holding his ankle. So yeah, let's go. I'm going John Cena.
Yeah.
You've
Fucking
put a tenner on
Cena.
Cena. What odds did you get on Cena?
15-1.
He's 8-1 now. So
Good on you,
Could
man.
happen.
Good on you, man.
I've gone for Seth Rollins.
Damn it.
Because Seth Rollins is whoever it could be, whether it be Daniel Bryan, AJ, Finn, or Brock. Seth Rollins can put on a quality a WrestleMania match.
But it
with
has to
any
be
of them.
somebody on SmackDown because Cormier is fighting Lesnar at Mania.
That's so true. It could be Daniel Cormier, Seth Rollins versus Daniel Cormier. It could be match of the night. I think he fully, because he's carried Raw for the majority of the year last year, and I think it's perfect for someone like Seth to win it, and maybe even be like an Iron Man, like come in early and win it from there.
Okay. Now, I've been saying Seth for a week or so, and I think it just makes sense. It ties in with Finn Balor versus Seth for the title at Rainier. I think it'd be amazing. You're John Cena tonight, are you? Okay.
Do me.
Oh God.
I've turned my
shut
camera
up,
on.
Matt.
Such a child.
I genuinely think we're going to get a couple of really big shocks right at the end for this. I'm very tempted to put Roman Reigns in. Very tempted.
He's
But
lying.
also, I really wouldn't mind if R-Truth was the one to get beaten up in 30 and Becky Lynch to come down at 30 in the men's rumble.
Never gonna happen.
It would never happen, but I think that would be
WWE
really
scared of
fucking
Becky
That
Lynch
would be
versus Braun
fucking
Strowman.
amazing.
Oh,
That would be
my God.
absolutely.
It would be
fucking
amazing, and then she wins it even better.
But they're not going to have intergender wrestling. And
But then
They've
what's
had
going to
women's in
happen
Rumble before,
is
but-
R-Truth's going to get the shit kicked out of him, and out steps Big Cass, and we just continue.
What the hell's Big Cass doing back?
And then,
I
what is it? Is Enzo his valet?
He basically was for his career anyway, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Seth. To me, it makes the most logical sense. And the most logical person has won it the last few years: Randy Orton, Nakamura, etc. So yeah, Seth for me.
I've gone.
Go on, you
Oh,
go
go
first.
on.
No, you go first.